Hi, I'm Dez Schwartz, and this is a scene from my short story, Thatcher Maugden and the Dream Witch. You'd think keeping conscious minds out of the unconscious realm would be important enough to warrant expending some extra dream magic for upgrades. World gigging clunker! A round little ball reminiscent of sparkling fairy floss hovered above Thatcher Maugden's shoulder and hummed in agreement. It had no mouth, nor eyes, nose, or any other facial features for that matter. Thatcher had no idea how it was able to communicate, or whether it was a figment of his imagination brought to life over the previous years of solitary living. He couldn't remember if it had traveled with him all along, or just shown up one day to purr and hum in coaxes and arguments at him. But he'd named it Pixie anyway. "Oh, don't pretend you're on my side about this, Pix," Thatcher said. "You could easily drop a little hint in Aleutian's ear, but you never do. There's a name for people like you where I come from, and it involves kissing parts generally hidden from the sun." Pixie squealed offense and floated to the other side of the cabin. Thatcher slammed his fist on the dream skimmer's dash, causing an atrocious whirring, which finally straightened back into an even hum. "There we have it. Now, coordinates, please." When no answer came, he turned to see Pixie floating with little enthusiasm in the corner. "Pix, there's no time for self-indulgent fits. Besides, I must have told you 100 times, navigators don't sulk." Sparkling light twinkled across the little cotton candy-like cloud as Pixie sighed and hovered their way back over to his shoulder. Aha! Thatcher spotted their target overlying its life force into the stream he'd managed to royal gig his way through. It was easy to tell when someone was lucid. The expanse of the dream world looked like a vast universe of pulsating stars, each a synapsis of an individual's dream. But when one was lucid, its dream glowed brighter than all the others and didn't engage in the usual rhythmic pulse of sleep. It shone, like a beacon among a blanket of stars. Thatcher veered the skimmer toward the light. "Brace yourself." Pix braced. Or at least Thatcher assumed they had. They were just a ball of imaginary fluff after all. The dream skimmer arrived in a short blip inside of a dream covered in stormy seas, save for one abstract stone structure, which barely kept itself from being engulfed by the rising waters. Atop this stone was their dreamer. She noticed them immediately and began to wave. Thatcher rarely received a warm welcome. Most lucid dreamers found his skimming vehicle menacing, since it was nothing like any technology they'd ever been exposed to before. However, this young woman seemed to be relieved to see it. Once they'd flown up next to her, Thatcher turned on his dream frequency communicator and called out, "It's time to wake up, miss." "I'm so glad you showed up. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get the water to go away," she responded from directly behind him. Surprised, Thatcher spun around. The young woman stood comfortably in a modest nightgown, her auburn hair cascaded over her shoulders, which peeked out under wide straps. When Thatcher met her eyes, he noticed they glinted with the pulsating blue starlight which he'd never seen before. He addressed her with trepidation. "I see you've had experience with this." "I've had a lot of careful preparation," she answered. "What is that?" Thatcher looked over his shoulder to see Pixie, who was slowly floating to the ceiling. They had turned red and puffed out like a clown wig. "Oh, that's just Pix," Thatcher said, offering no further explanation. "What are you doing inside of my dream skimmer?" She looked around at it reverently, before peaking her eyebrows and showcasing an extremely charming grin. "Hoping that you'll use this marvelous vehicle to take me to the center of the dream world."